a number of noteworthy developments have been seen in relation to ancient coin ETFs. The judgments about whether or not ETFs are approved, however, are currently the main problem with them. The fact that the government shutdown is still in effect is the main issue with it. Additionally, there won't be any significant changes regarding ETFs during this time because these changes still require the government to remain open. We must therefore continue to concentrate on the main objective, which is that there is a great deal of demand for old coin ETFs while we wait for it. These could be the biggest motivator for old coins yet, and it's also around the same time when we haven't seen old season yet. Let's now discuss a few topics that are somewhat related to XRP ETFs. For instance, on October 11th, we did receive a significant upgrade. Last night, when the cryptocurrency world was falling apart, Ripple quietly executed its brilliant move. Canary Capital and 21 shares were among the new revisions for the XRP ETFs that were formally submitted to the SEC. As the world collapses, XRP starts to gain traction, and the major update from John Squire is here. Indeed, XRP ETFs saw a significant update. Furthermore, we are aware that there are numerous judgments that are just around the corner with regard to ETFs themselves. Grayscale was the largest one now, and it simply went by. Again, the government shutdown is still going on, so we didn't receive a significant update. We are only awaiting the government's reopening, which will, in my opinion, mark a turning point in these ETF decisions. What are the chances that these will be accepted and that XRP ETFs will begin to trade in real time? I would say that the likelihood is probably rather high. We know that the SEC has been stating that cryptocurrency is their top focus, which is why I claim that it is number one. They are beginning to make progress on issues related to cryptocurrency, such as tokenization initiatives, DeFi initiatives, and ETFs, which are unquestionably superior in my opinion. Additionally, I believe that many of these ETFs will likely be streamlined through the recently approved framework. I apologize for interrupting the video, but yesterday gold hit a new high, and I believe that capital is your best friend if you want to ride the waves in both the cryptocurrency and precious metals markets. They provide gold and silver trading in addition to cryptocurrency, but that's not all. To ensure that your portfolio includes both cryptocurrency and precious metals, you can also access the IRA portion of iTrust Capital. Both are also included in premium custody accounts. Therefore, you are more than welcome to use my link in the description and comments below if you would want to go ahead and take advantage of this. By depositing $1,000, you will immediately receive a free special $100 financing bonus. What are you waiting for then? Register now. Let's return to the video now that we have that clear. So that must also be considered the largest impediment we are currently witnessing in relation to ETFs. Not sure if the SEC has approved them or not. The government is shutting down. The US government is currently on course to shut down for nearly 40 days, the longest shutdown in history according to what's happening over here. Accordingly, it is anticipated that the current shutdown will run 5 times longer than usual. Now, this is merely a prediction from the retail betting app Kolshi. Yes, I do not believe that we must wait 40 days. Aha, but this is retail, you know. Retail is wagering on this once more. Therefore, I believe that we will most likely reopen before the 40-day mark if retail anticipates this. We'll have to observe and find out. However, we did receive an update regarding the ETFs from Nate Goroshi, who is once more an ETF expert. The floodgates for spot crypto ETFs will open once the government shutdown is ended. It's ironic that these are being held up by rising public debt and standard political theater. Precisely what cryptocurrency is aiming for. Indeed, it's strange since, as you may know, the biggest drawback of owning XRP in this market is that I feel like practically everything has always been delayed. Until we eventually moved past the SEC litigation, the choices surrounding it were postponed indefinitely. The same is now true of ETFs. To make a choice on these spot crypto ETFs, we are awaiting the conclusion of the government shutdown. However, as Nate says, the answer is yes. The floodgates formally open when the government shutdown concludes. When the shutdown is over, is there a better altcoin to hold than XRP? Because, once more, There are a lot of ETF submissions for XRP that we are awaiting approval for. Therefore, I firmly believe that once the government shutdown is ended, XRP will be a significant altcoin to possess. Additionally, James Seifert provided us with a significant update from Zave Crypto. According to James Seifert, we have more than 150 digital asset ETFs awaiting clearance. He said that the upcoming wave includes XRP and Solana ETFs. The launch of the Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs will also occur. Imagine XRP experiencing that level of liquidity now. Take a look. About 35 different assets have been filed for. In other words, some of them are inverted, while some are leveraged. The issuers are filing to launch these things, you name it. However, as you pointed out, the government is currently shut down, so I doubt that anything new will be released during this time. That's what I now anticipate. Technically, if the SEC doesn't stop you within 75 days, we can dig into the specifics if we really want to, so I suppose anything might happen. However, the new regulations essentially allow you to launch the product within 75 days after filing, if the SEC approves of it or doesn't object. In all likelihood, they will only have about 9 assets approved. That satisfy these new generic listing requirements for conventional spot products before the end of 2025. Other strategies, however, include launching pseudo products that are similar to spot or leverage, or using derivatives and other similar strategies to offer exposure in an ETF wrapper. However, as you stated, I don't believe that any of those initiatives will likely be launched during the government shutdown. Yes. Do you believe that these ETFs, which have witnessed amazing inflows and historically had a big influence on the cryptocurrency market? Do you believe that there will be less excitement and anticipation surrounding the ETFs when they eventually go live, given the recent rise of digital asset treasury companies in this publicly listed format? This is because these companies are now somewhat in the spotlight, and you can gain exposure through these DATs. Indeed, I do have some opinions here, don't you think? I indicated that there are more than 30 assets submitted for ETFs, which is similar to the long tail of assets. Some have more than 20 filings associated with them, such as XRP, Solana, and other items made with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The longer tail of digital currencies, in my opinion, is unlikely to attract much attention, am I correct? Even though the 47th largest digital asset is launched in an ETF wrapper, this does not guarantee that it will become popular just because it has an ETF. Thank you for viewing. Goodbye.